To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
What do you desire that you can't have?
Now you should at least give a brother a moment to say something heroically clever.
You're the boy from the circus.
So I have to sing with rolls?
There's about a dozen ways that I could stop you right now. But I don't think I have to.
The staff chose me, and I choose you.
I started up a security firm.
Finally, a superhero team I can actually get behind.
In the future, my friends may not be heroes, but if we succeed, they will be remembered as legends.
Welcome to the DC TV report for the week ending Saturday, August 1st, 2020. I'm Little Eddie O'Hare, aspiring professional fanboy.
And I'm Sarah Netzley, academic by day, writer by night.
We're here to bring you recaps, news, and commentary for all live-action television shows based on DC Comics.
And we have 2 new episodes for you this week, one of them a penultimate.
Yeah, welcome to August, Sarah.
I refuse to accept that premise.
It's the month of birthdays with my family.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My mom, brother, and sister, and then a ton of cousins and extended family all born in August.
So, is this a lot of celebrations at the family pizza place, or?
Well, actually, you know, they used to, my brother and sister used to have a combined birthday party, which they hated, which was always an outdoor barbecue in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't think that's going to happen, but that's okay. Also, the fact that one's in Massachusetts and the other's in Hawaii right now, kind of.
I was gonna say, I feel like locationally also makes it kind of hard.
Yeah, but Jimmy's set to move back to Staten Island in like October, November. So
that's nice. Okay, is he bringing the dogs with him? Yeah,
but they bought a house.
Okay.
So and it's in the South Shore where his fiance grew up. So there's going to be some distancing, which is good for the dogs, frankly.
Not social distancing, just distancing. Just put some miles between me and the dogs. Distancing.
But I can't wait to get him back. I miss him.
Aw,
anyway,
that's nice. Aw. Well, happy month of birthdays to the O'Hare clan.
Thanks.
This is my month of I have to start thinking about school again. So that's what I'm doing.
Gathering together your curriculums. Do you do lesson plans that far ahead?
I don't do lesson plans. The university approach to things is kind of wild, but no. I mean, I have a syllabus, and that is my lesson plan. So I have a couple classes I'm teaching again after a couple consecutive semesters, and a couple that I have not taught in a long time. So it's gonna be some work. Need to jump into that, but like on Monday. I don't need to do that the weekend. It's fine. I put that off.
There you go. Well, all right. So,
is it time for TV talk?
Well, we could talk baseball.
Okay, so what is this doubleheader 7-inning garbage?
That happens a lot in the minor leagues. But at a certain point, I mean, if a game is rained out and they're in the 7th inning, technically you could call it a complete game. So, that's what they're doing with doubleheaders. And I guess since there's no fans in the stands to hold hostage, we could do 7 and out. I'm not that bothered by it.
Well, I've learned the joy and frustration of the MLB app's repeated commercials. I watched some sort of wacky Yankee player commercial about 50 times the other night of them just goofing around, clearly bored on an off day. It was delightful every single time. So I don't know. I think my friend Tanya At Tanya Mel is slowly turning me into a baseball fan. It's happening. I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know that I like it, but I think it's happening.
And a Yankee fan. Wow.
I wouldn't say I'm watching Yankees, but I wouldn't say okay. I can actually name some of them by name. So,
Well, you're in like Cubs country, so just as long as you're not rooting for the Cardinals, you're probably okay.
Yeah, for sure. There are plenty of Cardinals fans around here too, but no, this is very safely Cubs country. Yes.
All right.
Okay, well, this has been your DC and sports report.
Yeah. We won't get into basketball and hockey just yet.
Okay, I can't hang with that. So just putting that out there.
Just try to say Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No, shut your mouth. I will not.
Just try to pronounce Giannis's last name. All right. Looks like we're ready to dive into the episodes. So first up is Stargirl, Season 1, Episode 11, Shining Night. Courtney's real dad rolled into town and burst her bubble. Janitor Justin's brain was hurting, and he went to Pat for answers. Brainwave told Icicle that Courtney was Stargirl. Last-minute reveal: with less than 13 hours left until Project New America launches, Icicle gave Brainwave the go-ahead to kill all the Dugans, even Mike.
Even Mike? Those monsters! Oh my god! Look, somebody protect Mike.
I feel like that was like the cherry on top. Just like, he had to tell him, no. Let's make him a real monster and have him remind him to kill Mike too. Just
Mike. Poor Mike this week, by the way. What did I do wrong? Oh, Mike, nothing. You're behaving like a normal teenager, although do teenagers still have paper routes?
Yeah. In some places.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Pat really needs to carve out some time to take him aside. And also Mike is going to be really upset that he's the last person in the house to find out his dad was a superhero.
It is literally the only fault I can find with Pat this week. Could have been a little better with Mike, but otherwise A+ work, Pat.
Yeah. So let's talk about Courtney finding the truth about her dad. This is straight from the comics, and it's almost like word for word exactly how it played out in the comics, with them on the stoop and him asking for the locket.
Well, what a crap bag that guy is. But
yeah,
you can kind of see where Barbara's head would have been turned, because I bet look at what a good game he talks,
Mm-hmm.
And yet he's shifty and you don't trust him. Okay, what do you know that actor from? I'm curious.
Oh,
it's Jeff Stoltz, everyone.
Yeah. I feel like, was he on iZombie at some point? Because he feels like that type of actor.
You're right. He really does. I don't know him from there. I didn't mean to trap you. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe you would have an instant answer, because immediately I think of him from the 13-episode Bones spinoff called The Finder, which is the most random thing to know any human being from. He was also in 2 seasons of Enlisted, which was delightful, and starred Brandon Routh in a couple of episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Jeff Stoltz turned up. So here's what I like. I saw an article someplace on the interwebs, and I apologize, I don't remember what the source was, pointing out that this show did, well, the comic book and then the show did what Star Wars didn't, which is make her Rey from nowhere, right? It doesn't matter who your parents are. Heroes come from anywhere. And I thought that was a really interesting comparison, because the Star Wars, I don't want to open up a discussion about Star Wars necessarily. I mean, I'm happy to talk with you, Ed. I just don't really want to have the whole big discourse. But it's interesting that they stuck with that, you are not from special stock. You are a person. You're just a kid. But look what you have done. In a good way, not a bad way. I'm not saying this to make her feel bad. So yeah, she's right from nowhere. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. And also, I did like the staff when it stopped working for her, that it had nothing to do with her lineage, or the staff finding out it was it all had to do with her self-esteem, with her confidence in herself, it's because it stopped believing in you because you stopped believing in yourself.
It's the
And
Lucifer thing. You have demon face and demon wings when you feel like a demon, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, and just seeing that moment where the staff lights up again. um for some people I can feel accusing that of being sappy and drawn out, but to me it was just the right note.
It was awesome, and I will fight those people. Fight them like Pat. Can we just talk about this for a second? Pat's, you're lucky I'm busy. God damn. Really excellent work.
Yes, a great moment for him as a stepfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hugging Courtney while she cried it out was just such a lovely contrast. And also, her actual dad is a horrible human being. Like, we suspected it, but that interaction with Pat was so gross. Ugh.
Yeah, just like the second he rolls up, which is just like the 5 o'clock shadow, all that,
Well,
just
having traveled all night on a bus with just a backpack,
mhm.
it's just like, really, this is how
Yeah,
you come into town?
yeah,
Ugh.
it just screamed deadbeat.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
just
yeah.
real low life. And also it makes sense now why Barbara hasn't tried to contact him for 10 15
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So, but she didn't give him the Christmas present.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right. No, he doesn't
Mhm.
deserve it. I hope she tosses it. Ceremoniously.
Okay. Let's talk about the Shining Knight.
Oh, that poor guy.
Oh, Sir Justin. He's looking for Winged Victory. That's the name of his trusted steed. He had Winged Victory. It was a white Pegasus.
Aw.
That yeah. Yeah. Um and so he finally, Pat, I'm glad Pat recognized him right away.
Mhm.
And
I'm glad he didn't attack those unarmed people.
yeah, and it was kind of a little bit of a misnomer to name this episode after him when we
Yeah.
didn't actually see him, become the Shining Knight again. He's still all discombobulated at the end of the episode.
Unless it was, you're right. I expected much more Shiny Knight content given the name, but I do think there was an ironic contrast between that episode title and Courtney's dad. Like, that is not a Shining Knight.
Mm-hmm. Although that was the one corny moment when he walks down the stairs at the end and says, "The Queen has risen." That
Yes.
that felt a little cheesy, but that's fine. That's okay for the show.
I'll allow it. Yeah. Also, did we know that Icicle loved Barbara? I mean, Brainwave. I shouldn't say love, but like Brainwave kind of outed him. Like, I sense your feelings.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think that's been obvious since they met that he fancied her.
Yes.
In fact, I was actually a little surprised that it wasn't that it didn't get Pat nervous at the dinner table.
Yeah. I felt like Pat was he was too worried about, I don't know, chicken and dumplings to notice.
Yeah, well, also like when a more jealous person would have just, like, the second Courtney told him, "I think that guy's Icicle," would have just gone up and, "All right, get out of my house."
Yeah.
Just use that as the excuse. But he was playing it cool at dinner. Brought the parents to
give their weird blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we were gonna wipe their mind. We were gonna brainwash them anyway. So probably he's thinking, wow, this would have worked out, but I guess not. Um, and yeah, brainwave. Um, I remember, I forgot how like menacing and really evil he was in the pilot.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
a scary dude, and he remains a scary dude.
yeah, yeah, and all
Yeah.
of that's back now, and all of a sudden the ISA feels much more dangerous.
Yeah, him calling out Courtney during the eulogy was yikes.
Yes, yes.
I do have a quick question. Who did Icicle? By the way, I cannot ever remember their human names. So Icicle, who did Icicle call? Who was able to instantly unlock Barbara's computer and instantly restore her search history?
Oh,
That's not a
that was the
thing.
gambler.
Does the gambler have tech skills?
Yes.
I was actually being like rhetorical. Like who can do that so quick? That's not how computers
Yeah.
work, is it? Yeah, I don't care about the who. Like that's not.
Hey,
Unlock
man.
this.
Hey man, Google remembers everything. All right, that incognito mode stuff that means nothing.
Oh my god, what? I was just amused by Hollywood technology.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. Um, that's why you don't put up those pics in the first place.
Fair. So yeah, good episode. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, solid. And we've got we've got 2 episodes left, and it looks like that's a two-parter. So yeah, the real showdowns coming down in Blue Valley. All right, was there any news for Stargirl?
Just Luke Wilson did an interview with sci-fi.com, the sci-fi wire. That was really nice. It was just kind of a good overview of the show and getting cast and what's coming up. He said that season 2 is going to stay in Blue Valley. The heroes and the villains both are going to stick around Blue Valley, which seems, I don't know, if you know that there's supervillains there and they know that superheroes are there, that's a weird choice, but okay. He said that he walked into Jeff John's office at one point and saw on the like plotting board names and storylines he didn't recognize, and he was like, do I not understand the scripts I've been reading for season 1? And Jeff John said, no, that's all season 2. So they have a plan for sure. Yeah, so it's just a nice interview with Luke Wilson if you're into Wilson content, which I am.
Yeah. I mean, to have them stay in Blue Valley makes sense, especially because it's going to be a CW show now, and they won't have to build more sets.
I am already mourning the quality drop that we're going to get on the CW because this is a well shot show this season.
Yeah. Well, they're Jeff John's a smart guy. He'll be able to figure out how to work around it. We'll only see Stripe maybe like once or twice a season. Um,
That's true.
But yeah, but they'll figure it out. And as far as season 2, maybe we'll get to find out if Jay Garrick and Alan Scott are still alive, because those are 2 heroes that we haven't heard from yet. The Flash, the Golden Age Flash and Green Lantern.
Okay, but what if they cast John Wesley Shipp?
I mean, if they do, I mean, then it's legitimately awesome. I mean,
that's I hope I want that. Like the CW has his number, so
why not? Yeah, and who's an aggressively blonde guy who we could cast as Green Lantern? An aggressively blonde guy in his 60s or 70s, or like John Wesley Shipp's age. I guess it would be like 50s.
Ed Begley Jr. I mean, I got the blonde part sort of, but
yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right. Well, actually, no. You could make him like you can make them like You can make them like Luke Wilson's age. Oh, maybe Owen Wilson. Maybe. That that would be weird. Uh, Also, like when the dad was when knowing that the dad was going to turn out to be a deadbeat, I was like half wondering if Owen Wilson was going to turn out to be her real dad, and that would just make things super awkward. But
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
oh, all right. Cool. So that's it for Stargirl,
That's
right?
it for Stargirl.
All right. Next up is Doom Patrol, Season 2, penultimate episode, Dad Patrol. Jane brought Larry along to Arkansas on her quest to find Kay's lost doll, Harry. Cliff showed his pregnant daughter Clara around the mansion and got to know her. Rita the beekeeper tagged along with Vic to Detroit after Ronnie became a murder suspect. Niles insisted to Kipling that he wanted one last day of fun with Dorothy. Last minute reveal, the candle maker insisted that it was time, and Dorothy's lollipops began to melt.
And that is not a euphemism. Her lollipops actually began to melt.
Mm-hmm.
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 Now, Sarah, as I think we all know, I'm a man.
Yes.
And I'm not proud to say that attending an all boys Catholic high school, there were some things that were just glossed over in health class.
For sure, I said out loud when I watched this yesterday, this is going to be fun to talk about with Ed. Look, there's a great power of women in bathrooms. Women in bathrooms. I don't care if it's like drunk at a club bathrooms or like a rest stop bathroom. Well, no, rest stop bathroom is terrible in rest stop bathrooms. But yeah, no, there's something powerful and beautiful about like the older woman being like, "Hun, what do you need? I gotcha." So I quite enjoyed that, and I'm so glad Dorothy got pants. Give Dorothy pants. I don't know. Did you have actual questions, sir? Do we need to?
No, I
discuss
think
it? Does that cover it?
I think that covers it. That covers it. But that was a real surprise.
Well, but you know what? I at first I was like, "Oh, they're going there," but then I thought, "Oh, of course they're going there," because she's been the idea of growing up and am I beautiful and you know what kind of adult will I be? It makes good sense that this would be the next thing and the next step. And I'm a little sad that we didn't get to watch Niles be like, "What? No, no." So,
yeah,
in the bathroom.
Yeah, like damn, Dorothy really should have told her dad what happened.
Probably. But I get that that's not a conversation she super would enjoy having. So.
Well, just also, it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
No, of course not.
It's
of course not.
This is something that happens,
Yes, but we live in a patriarchal society that's made women feel bad about their bodies for a long time. So, I haven't had quite enough coffee to really launch into this like an eager cheetah on a struggling gazelle, but I could and I will if you want me to. But
no, there was a really good Oscar nominated documentary short about basically trying to spread tampons across Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
And how a lot of those types of countries don't make women aware of that. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's stigma, but there's also the expense. That some women can't afford it, not just internationally, but here in the U.S. too. So it's a lot of complicated gender, political things going on there.
Yeah. But after that scene, Niles and Dorothy went to the fair.
I got a question. Is that where you take your child who is a danger to humanity?
I mean, I think at that point he's just like, let's just have one day. It's the fair. There's plenty of people there. I'll be around, to keep her company. Not real, of course, him not realizing kind of the limitations with that wheelchair. I think he really wanted to just have that one day, that one last day for her to be happy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to work out that way. Um,
Awkward.
however, it was interesting watching Timothy Dalton at the county fair, because it reminded me a lot of the carnival scene in The Living Daylights, um, where he takes the cellist, who he's protecting, to a carnival, and they have a very romantic scene on the Ferris wheel. Um, so a lot of those same beats, and that ends with one of James Bond's contacts being killed, um, by a Russian spy. So yeah, yeah, a lot of echoes. I thought that was it was the kind of thing where, like, is this an intended homage, or is this just a happy coincidence?
Well, thought it reminded me of the Titans finale last season, because that also took place and also Shazam. What is with the amusement parks? Not amusement parks, but county fairs
Well, it's a
with
it's
DC.
a yeah, I mean, it's a place where a lot of families gather. So you have a lot of people gathering, and there's all these fun rides and stuff that you could, turn into a maze.
Or drop
And
on Donna Troy.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I wonder if they just borrowed the same carnival set from
Well,
from
I mean,
Shazam.
my my theory is that the CW used that same auditorium for every single one of its DC shows last season, every
Oh,
single one.
it
So I
clearly did.
wonder,
It
yeah,
clearly
yeah,
did.
yeah. So do they have? Does DC Universe have a line on an amusement park that they just kept sending people to? I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget the Watchmen scene in Hackensack.
Yes. I mean, I feel like county fairs would be my winner of the week in a different week. My winner of the year.
All right. So okay. So otherwise, let's talk about Jane, because I feel like Jane. I accidentally gave her short shrift last week.
Uh-huh.
Um. So yeah, Jane. Taking it upon herself to find that Harry doll. And Larry kind of tagging along. I thought this was a great moment to see her determination, uh, and then basically, she feels like she's made a connection with Miranda and understands her better, and then Miranda turns the tables and pushes her down that well.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah.
think Miranda has some explaining to do.
Oh no, I think it's been explained. I think
Oh,
it's been
okay,
explained.
fine. Well, I think Miranda has some explaining to do to the other
Yeah,
personalities, at least.
yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. She's come up to destroy all of the personalities. Um, and she wants to take over Kay. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did enjoy the K backstory though. We had seen hints and glimmers, and not glimmers is sort of an optimistic word, but it was interesting to see some of that unfold, and get in the bucket is just chilling. And I don't think just because of Silence of the Lambs, like I just have associations with the whole thing. It's all bad. It's all real bad.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no, 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 yeah, no, no, yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible. Mhm. um, yeah, yeah, and Larry. I thought it was interesting. We got to see much more of Larry outside of the bandages in that one moment. Um, where he's in his room, and to see those scars, and to see that actor do a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, he's still behind lots of prosthetics, but
Hmm.
to see him do a little bit more facial acting, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It's gross. Those are gross effects. I don't have anything more eloquent to say about that. Poor Larry. I
um,
loved his son interviewing him like Walter Cronkite, though. Oh,
yes, yes. And speaking of pretending to be somebody else, who is Rita fooling with this beekeeper getup?
Nobody, and I love her. I like that she found a way to be helpful, and I like how excited it made her because, I like most everything Rita does, as you know. But I do. That actress makes the word "be" sound. She's so good at Rita's weird delivery. I love it. Okay, I have a question. Is Vic being a jerk by raining on her parade, or is he really trying to help her? Because I sometimes feel like he's just being a jerk.
No. I think he's trying to be helpful. I think he's trying to be realistic, and also like she can help people as Elastigirl, and not have to be the beekeeper.
That's true. That's true. But is he encouraging her to be Elastigirl? I feel like he's not encouraging her. I feel like he just keeps crapping on her.
No, I think he's trying to help her find herself. And he knows that the beekeeper isn't something that's sustainable.
Okay. All right. I'll allow that. I'll allow that.
Oh, by the way, I know you did not like the time that happened this time, but what did you think of the Avengers homage with Beekeeper and Borg?
Oh, I really liked it. It must be a style thing. I must not like the scuzzy 70s. I must like the swinging 60s. That must be just where my brain goes.
Yeah. We had some Steed and Peel action going on. Quite fun.
Yeah. The umbrella was perfect. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, and let's talk about Cliff and Clara.
Yeah, that happened. He's kind of like a horse. He doesn't need a bed.
And it's interesting. Clara's taking all of this in with stride.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah, and just like, all right, let's have some pancakes. And you had a lot of dads this week go through some troubling times. It was nice to see Cliff go out on a win and get that invitation to her wedding.
Yeah. I liked him checking on her car. I thought that was nice. That's what he knows how to do, so he did it. There were some nice moments, but yeah, he really doesn't censor himself for anybody, does he?
No. Well, plus also, because she's rejected him a couple of times, so I figure, he probably doesn't want to. He wants to get everything out. He doesn't want to regret not saying something later. Even though he's risking saying something stupid, but that's okay. It worked out in the end. So yeah. Only one episode left, Sarah. Do you think we're gonna be able to wrap all this in a bow in one episode?
Well, I still have questions about the guinea pig and what's happening over there. We had a cyborg fight that we're gonna have to, and then you got the candle maker. No, that's just too much. You got Jane in the well. It's too much, man.
Yeah, seeing Willoughby Kipling as a Knights Templar.
Yeah. Again, with the talking guinea pig, I cannot emphasize that enough.
Yeah. I would say I think the problem right now is like it would be like you could finish Dorothy's arc in the next episode, but the thing that bothers me is that all of the rest of the Doom Patrol are away from Niles right now. I think you need to get them to that fairgrounds within the first 5 minutes of the next episode, but we'll see.
Well, we don't have Jane to flit them there, so.
Oh yes, yeah, and yeah, Jade's got to get out of that well.
Yeah, she does.
I don't know how she's gonna do it, but
well, and remind me, this was cut. The filming was cut short with the pandemic.
Yeah, they say they're claiming they intended for 10 episodes, and only got to shoot 9, but that they're saying that episode 9 will feel like a finale. So
okay, we were told that so many times in May, and I'm skeptical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm even hoping that maybe we'll get like a when they come back, maybe we'll get like a 2-hour special to wrap up the season. But don't know. Don't know. All right. Yeah, here's hoping. I guess we'll find out next week. Cool. Was there any news for Doom Patrol?
There was a rather cool interview with Matt Bomer on Collider.com where he talked a little bit about his process of recording his lines and a little bit about his relationship with Rita. Larry, not Matt. So apparently Matt Bomer does an initial track of his lines. He puts his own spin on things. And then um, Rita, oh gosh, why am I blanking on that actress's name? Apologies. She's so good. And the actor who plays his body do their scenes together. Good Lord, nobody has names to me today. I'm objectifying everybody. The actors do their scenes together, and then Matt Bomer goes back and watches what they did physically in the scene and changes some of the takes to kind of go off of that, which I think probably is why it's so delightful, because he, listens to what Rita is saying and how she's saying it. So, I thought it was kind of cool to see how it went together, that he gives him something to work with and then he goes back and perfects it. And he talked about the Larry Rita relationship and how it developed over time. And he said he thinks that they spent 60 years living in that mansion together before Larry actually came out to her. She knew the whole time, accepted him and loved him, and just waited until he was ready. And then he finally, decades later said, I'm gay. So I thought that was such a nice grasp on their relationship, and we saw that this season. We've seen how they've layered those years of friendship and support on top of all their interactions this season. So it was a cool interview about the process as well as the characters. So if you're interested in that, Matt Bomer always gives a good interview. So check it out on Collider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, April Bowlby is the name of the actress.
Thank you,
Rita.
thank you. Mm-hmm. She's wonderful.
Yes, and I'm sure Brendan Fraser probably goes through that same process for Cliff, for Robot Man.
Although, how many different ways can you scream the F word? I don't know. I think I need a different take on it. Let me re-record.
Yeah, but I think that's also good, because usually, like, when you shoot musicals, you do the initial track and you record the track, but they, I don't know how often they let you go back and try to fix that stuff up. So yeah, that's interesting that he gets a second pass.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it for Doom Patrol. Let's go on to news for the shows.
Okay, we got some news this week. With CW News overall, there's a tentative late August filming start for most of the Berlanti shows that film in Vancouver. You have to give a 30-day notice to the actors, who then have to isolate for 2 weeks once they get to the filming location. So a lot of them got their 30-day notice, I guess, this week, basically, to say we're going to start in late August. So, I don't know. Canada's doing better, I guess. So we'll see if that works. I wish for the best for everybody. I don't want to bring up baseball again, but I'm going to bring up baseball again because that's who I am now. But I don't know. The MLB seems to be having a hard time keeping everybody healthy, but they're traveling, and this is people who are going to be stationary, in one location filming. But it takes a lot of people to make a TV show. So I don't know, Ed. What do you think?
TV production's back, baby. It's
no problems, all sunshine.
I'm going super optimistic on this. So yeah. End of August. Let's do this. All right. Let's have it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Please, everybody, stay safe.
Yeah.
At least Supergirl's not filming right now, so we know that Melissa Benoist and her new baby will be okay at home. Awkward. Okay, moving on to Batwoman. IO9 had an article, not newsy, but more of an opinion piece, proposing that the recasting of Batwoman is an interesting jumping off point to explore race and policing, gender and wealth, and sort of the intersectionality of all of those identities, which I thought was a really interesting point. And then, Ed, when we discussed it off air, you made a good point too.
Yeah, and would that kind of be retreading ground that Black Lightning's already covered? Or kind of do, because each of these shows have their own distinct flavor. and kind of pet causes that they cover. And I feel like I don't know if that would kind of be um moving in on Black Lightning's turf. You know, although I suppose there are different takes that you could do on that same subject, and it's not like, you know, we couldn't use more of that. But just it's an interesting thing to think about.
It is. I think for me the difference is, I don't know, Black Lightning takes place in a world almost entirely habited by people of color who are aware of the abuses and problems and systemic, you know, issues that exist. And I'm a white lady talking about all this, so, you know, caveats all over the place. Where Batwoman takes place in a much more you know, white world where the power structures are sort of already in place, so that it's a different spin on things, which could be really, really interesting and will just further anger the loud voices on the internet, I'm sure. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, we should be angry loud voices on the internet. So yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting point, I thought.
Yeah, and you know, it'll be interesting to see if they go in that direction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Batwoman convo. Next, we're going to revive a show that has been, well, canceled, that has come to its end, and that is Watchmen. Because our buddy Watchmen, I feel like it's our buddy, got 26 Emmy nominations this week, which is the most of any show. And let me tell you, it better win everything, or I will flip every table in my home. Every table, Ed.
Woohoo!
I'll make sure somebody films it if it happens.
Yeah,
yeah. It got it was nominated across 19 categories: outstanding limited series, outstanding writing for limited series. Jeremy Irons, Regina King were both nominated. Just a lot of, you know, I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah, it was rightfully very honored with nominations at the end.
I was surprised that Jeremy Irons was nominated as a lead actor.
Yes. I don't think there was a lead actor. I think there was a lead actress, but everybody else felt very supporting to me. Same with you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, also just because his segments were usually like 5 minutes of the episode and were completely separate from everybody else.
Yeah. He did a lot of acting with two other actors. Lots of versions of two other actors.
Mm-hmm. But that's politics. And also the way the Emmys work, you nominate yourself. So, you know, yeah.
I forgot about that. So Jay Irons maybe has thoughts about his own worth.
Yeah. I you know, I remember seeing John Larroquette, after he won like 5 in a row, just decided not to apply for the Emmys one year.
You know why? Because he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
John Larroquette.
Yeah. Oh, Night Court, the days.
Also, he hosted The Incurable Collector on, I don't even know what basic cable channel it was, and it was amazing. He'd go interview people who had like huge collections of old toasters, and like, it was great. I miss John Larroquette's Incurable Collector. Okay, I'm not 75 years old, I swear.
All right. And he was the guest star on my favorite episode of House.
Okay, there you go.
They brought him out of a coma to help save his dying son, and he decided to want to go to Atlantic City for a hoagie.
Wasn't he also in The Librarians?
Yes.
Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this has been your run through John Larroquette's history for absolutely no reason that I can understand.
So yeah, Watchmen's got all the Emmy nods.
And there was also a conversation. Damon Lindelof again was quoted as saying, like, I'm not going to continue the show, but if somebody else wants to, I think that would be great. So it sounds like he's real supportive for somebody else to pick up the torch, but again, he's done with it. So,
you know, I think HBO is more like, if you're not going to do this, we're going to give it to someone else, and you're going to say you're okay with it.
You're going to support it. Be supportive. More supportive. Yeah. Okay. Next bit of news is for the Sandman. Over on Netflix.
Music.
And that is that David S. Goyer says production is underway in October.
Ooh.
So
okay.
To me that means we're going to hear some casting soon, because we really haven't heard much casting for that. So I look forward to that. Um, yeah. Okay, little buddy. I hate to approach all of these stories like that, but okay. Well, I thought it was kind of interesting. Also, this has nothing to do with DC TV, but Goyer is also producing um, Isaac Asimov's Foundation books as a show. They were apparently midway through filming that. I had missed that story somehow, but that's going to be cool too because
Yeah.
that's good classic kind of cold, brainy, heartless sci-fi. That's my take on Asimov anyway.
Where is what service is that for? Is that
that's a good question. You know what? I saw that he was doing Foundation, but I didn't see who he was doing it for.
I'm wondering, like, is that Peacock or am I confusing it with Brave New World?
Peacock is definitely Brave New World. It's Apple TV. Apple TV.
Oh,
so
it's Apple TV.
Nobody's ever going to see it.
No one will ever see that. Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad. Every one of my products is Apple, and I do not have Apple TV because
Nope.
Oh dang, Lee Pace is in it and Jared Harris. Jeez. All right. I don't know how this escaped my notice about Apple TV again. So anyway,
might as well be Quibi. All right. Was that the last bit of news, or was there one? No, there's one more news.
There was also. Right? When do we get Ian Banks's culture series movies or TV shows? Okay, all right. No, we're moving forward. We're not talking about classic sci-fi. Sweet Tooth. We have casting for Sweet Tooth also on Netflix.
Music.
Sweet Tooth. Okay. Dania Ramirez and Nonso Anozie have been cast in Sweet Tooth. So Nonso Anozie, you might know from Game of Thrones. He was Zaro Zohan Doxo. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that right. Apologies. He's going to play Tommy Shepard, a former professional athlete who becomes Gus's protector. Ed, Gus is the fellow with horns, I take it? Antlers?
Yes.
Okay. And then Dania Ramirez, you might know from X-Men The Last Stand. She was Callisto. Or you might know her as that woman from Heroes Season 2, before it all went wrong. She is going to play Amy, a lone scavenger who helps rebuild civilization and provides a home to orphaned hybrids. This show sounds weird.
Oh yes, it is weird. Yeah. I gotta pick up and catch up on Swamp Thing and Sweet Tooth before both those shows drop. All right, cool. So yeah.
That's the news. That was some news this week.
All right, now it's time for our winners of the week. Sarah, we got a tweet. We got a tweet from @BauerFett.
And can I stop you right here? Because for my winner of the week, I literally just copied and pasted what he said because I agree 100%. So this is my winner of the week.
All right, let's do this. It says, Sarah, do you want to read it or should I?
Yeah, I mean, sure. So @BauerFett, our buddy, tweeted, "I will declare it a travesty if Pat Dugan is not the winner of the week this week. Not for heroics, but for being just an amazing stepfather with a killer roundhouse." And he is absolutely right. Pat probably would have been my winner of the week even if he hadn't tweeted at us. But no, he was a good dude. He punched the people who needed to be punched. He hugged the people who needed to be hugged. Pat, as always, stand Pat.
Yeah, and I can agree with that. That folds into the theme that I picked as my winner of the week that runs through both episodes, which is Daddy-Daughter Day. And those Daddy-Daughter Days were mostly a bummer, but you in Doom Patrol you had Cliff and Clara and Niles and Dorothy, and of course in Stargirl you had Courtney meeting her deadbeat dad Sam, and then coming to appreciate her stepdad Pat. So
yeah, that was all really good. It was all good.
Oh, pancakes! I could have done pancakes. Or did they order waffles at the diner?
They ordered waffles with fruit, didn't they?
Yes, waffles with strawberry. Yeah. So.
Well, now I want some kind of waffle pancake situation for breakfast. Thanks a lot.
Glad I could help. All right. All right. So yeah, it's our winners of the week. Sarah, we did an episode.
We sure did.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Next week we got the Doom Patrol finale. Things are winding down. We're running out of shows, and then we'll have one weekend just chock full of Lucifer. Oh, Sarah, can you handle it? Are you excited? I'm excited.
Okay, so I was gonna be cool, but I've seen the first 2 episodes of season 5 of Lucifer because I'm gonna recap it for EW this season, and it's good, guys and dolls. It's good. You're gonna like it. I got access to all 8, so I'm gonna be working through that so I can get my recaps ready to go. But it's delightful. So stick around for Lucifer.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, don't.
Skip the trailer if you can. Yeah, just steer clear. Just go along for that ride.
All right. That's the DC TV report for this week. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Little Eddie O'Hare.
And I'm at Sarah Netzley, SaraNetzley.
And follow the show on Twitter at DCTV Report. Send along your emails to dctv@wickedtheory.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our show on your podcast app of choice and rate and review us. That helps more people find us. Check out our sister show, the Wicked Theory Podcast. This has been a Wicked Theory Studios production. Executive producer, Bill Sweeney. Visit us at wickedtheory.com. Shazam, everybody.
Shazam!